Right, we're back in the kitchen and we're making cauliflower cheese. Right, we've actually started the recipe. So basically, Sharon, what are you doing here? You're making a white sauce, is that right?
I've mixed milk and flour, and I've added some black pepper and some dried mustard powder.
So you literally put the milk in the bowl, because I know there's plenty. A lot of people
milk in a saucepan.
A lot of people make a roux first, didn't they? But you haven't done that, have you? So you literally put some milk into a bowl. You heated it up, and then you added some flour. Is that right?
I added the flour as well.
At the same time?
Yeah, mixing all the time.
Right, so it was still quite liquidy, and then as it heats up, it thickens up.
Yeah.
We also put in some grated cheese. We're using cheddar cheese here. So once it gets pretty warm and...
Put black pepper in as well and dried mustard.
Once it gets pretty warm and pretty thick, you start to see, that's when we started to add the cheese, what we're doing now. Now she's also added black pepper in there as well. She's added some powdered mustard as well. We use powdered English mustard on this one, so... all we're basically doing now is thickening up the sauce. We've lowered the heat and we're just melting the cheese into the actual sauce. This is our cauliflower. This is what we actually grew in our garden. It didn't look all that healthy when we grew it. As you can see, it's a little bit discoloured, but we've boiled it up, we've cleaned it all off, and we've basically got a bowl full of cauliflower there. So what we're doing is to actually create this cauliflower cheese is to parboil this. We've boiled it. It's not fully boiled, you don't want it turned into mush. We've taken it off the boil and now we've just put it in a bowl and it's just cooling down there now while Sharon makes this white sauce.
I think it's ready now.
So as you can probably see...
I've left cheese for the top.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of grated cheese here now which we're leaving for the top. And she's been stirring this for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, you know by the consistency.
And again, there's no measurements here. We basically put about half a pint of
wouldn't know.
milk into a pot. And 1 tablespoon of flour or something like that, and started stirring. So, you know, those are the sort of rough ratios. And as you can see, it's just starting to bubble now. And we're bringing this over now to our cooled off cauliflower. And she's just pouring that over the actual cauliflower there. Now, hopefully you want to make enough where you can actually cover all the florets. Now, we're using quite a deep bowl here. I'd recommend you use a flatter one so that you stand more chance. You stand more chance of covering everything. Otherwise, you're going to have to make a hell of a lot of sauce. So then, what we do is we sprinkle on our grated cheese over the top. Now, again, a lot of people also put breadcrumbs on the top here. We're not going to actually do that because we haven't got any breadcrumbs. So we're just sprinkling the grated cheese on top of the white sauce and the broccoli. We've seasoned it, and we're just taking it over now, and we're putting that into the oven. For how long and what temperature?
I've put it on at 160, I suppose, about 20 minutes.
So we've basically put it on at about 100, what did you say?
60 for about 20
160 degrees centigrade for about 20 minutes. We will look at it through the glass
door.
door.
It might not need that long, because it's all cooked, isn't it?
So, you know, we're just playing this by ear. We've literally just got the cauliflower out of the garden. It don't look the finest cauliflower, but as I say, it's perfectly edible. We've cleaned it all up and all that, so... Yeah, so let's just recap the ingredients again. 1 head of cauliflower cut up into florets. Put that into a pot of boiling water with a little bit of salt in there. Boil that up. Probably when it comes to a boil it for about 2 or 3 minutes afterwards, and then take it off the boil and strain it in a colander and put it into your serving dish, what you're gonna serve the dish up with. So basically you're left with a layer of partially cooked cauliflower. Then what you want to do is to create your sauce. There's many ways to create a roux. You can even buy a packet white sauce. It's a basic white sauce.
Buy a cheese sauce packet.
Or you can even buy a cheese sauce. So it's entirely up to you. We've chose to just make a simple cheap sauce with, we use skim milk. You can use full fat milk if you want. We use skim milk, and we basically use a tablespoon of plain flour in probably about a pint or 3/4 of a pint of skim milk. So we put that into a bowl. Some people make a roux first. In other words, they put a little bit of fat into, a little bit of butter into a saucepan, melt the butter, and then add a tablespoon of flour and quickly stir that around, and then start adding the milk to it. You can do it that way. That's not the way we've done it. We've just put the milk into a bowl and added the flour into it, and then just stirred it continuously until it started to thicken up. We've also flavoured that with some English mustard powder, probably a tablespoon. And we'll also put some ground pepper in there as well, black pepper as well. Once we kept stirring, we then add our cheese, which we've chosen, which is just a good, nice, strong cheddar cheese. You can put Stilton in there, you can put any other type of blue cheese if you want it a bit more pungent. And we also left some of the grated cheese over for the final dressing on top before it goes into the oven. We then take it off the boil once it just starts to bubble and it's nice and thick, and we pour it over the cauliflower evenly, preferably in a shallower bowl than what we've used. And then we put it in the oven for 160 degrees, hopefully for about 20 minutes, but we will keep an eye on it. Some people do sprinkle breadcrumbs on the top as well. We finished off with our grated cheese, and then we'll watch that through the door on the cooker. So let's have a look. Let's come back again in about 20 minutes and see what we've ended up with. Right, it's about 30 minutes later now. Sharon's just going to get it out the oven and let's see what it looks like. We haven't peeked at all, so we don't know. How's that look?
Bubbling. It's done.
Right, let's have a quick look at it, Sharon. Right, well, as you can see, it's lovely and bubbling. It's just starting to go brown around the edges, but what we're going to do to enhance the look of it is to put it under the grill with a little bit more cheese sprinkled on top. Right, so I'm just going to take, again, I'm taking cheddar here again, but you can take any type of cheese you want. You can put a nice strong Stilton on there. You can even put breadcrumbs on there. It's entirely up to you. We're going to go with a cheddar because that's what we've got available. Hold on, let's just go right around the edge. Get a nice coverage of it. You don't want to go too mad, but because don't forget we've got quite a nice bit of cheese in the sauce as well. So that'll do. Hold on, wait there. Right, so as you can see, we've got a nice little cheesy top on that, and we're going to place that again under the grill. And we're going to be keeping an eye on it because we want it to obviously form a nice brown crust on the top now. And then we'll take a look at it probably in about 5-10 minutes time. Play about with these little recipes. We all know the hard and fast rule of reading out of a book and doing it the proper way. We've just adapted it a little bit. We're on the fly, so we're just making it up as we really go along. If you know how to make a white sauce, then by all means you've just got to pour it over the bare ingredient, which is a cauliflower, which is a vegetable. It goes towards one of your 5 a day, and you'll find that with a bit of cheese on, you need a bit of protein in there and a bit of fat maybe, just to enhance the flavour. Depending on how strong you like it, you can put a strong cheese on. If you like a mild cheddar, then obviously go with a mild cheddar. Breadcrumbs on the top if you want. Get some stale bread and just crumble some breadcrumbs on the top. It's entirely up to you. But let's have a look at this in about 5 minutes time and see what it's turned out like. What do you think of that so far?
Fantastic.
Don't be sarcastic. I've cooked this for you.
Pardon?
I've cooked it for you.
Pardon?
I love cooking for you.
But I cooked it. You only boiled the cauliflower.
It's teamwork. Tell the people we've both done it.
We've both done it.
Yeah. She made the white sauce. I didn't have a clue how to make a white sauce, I'll be honest with you. We're just passing the next 5 minutes because we want to see what it's going to turn out like and we want you to see. What's that?
Is it? Burning.
We can smell cheese. Let's have a look. Oh, fuck. Oh, look at this. Look. Look. Now you've got to admit it, from something which we've just literally, that rubbishy piece of cauliflower which we just picked out of the garden. Can you imagine if you've got a lovely cauliflower which looks absolutely superb? That's what I'm saying. We've grown that and we've made it within, I don't know, minutes. You can do this. You want a big spoon to dish that, don't you?
No, what is that?
Oh. Look at this. Let's have a little go. It's going to be hot. Well, oh, hold on. I'm trying to blow it. Oh! You've got to not try this. It may not be the right way to do it according to the recipes, but I could probably eat a bowl of that on my own without any accompaniment. But
Do you know what would be nice with it?
what?
A bit of crusty bread.
Yeah, bit of crusty bread.
Dip it in.
Dip it in the sauce. Lovely lunchtime meal, cheap, very good for you. There's not a lot of cheese in there. You could have put more, you could put less. It's entirely up to you.
You put bacon in it.
Could have put a bit of bacon in there. We was going to do that, but
And then tomatoes.
oh, all right, calm down, calm down. The people will experiment. We're freestyling, don't forget. And this is what we're doing. As I say, little cheap recipes, easy to do. Even if you're a bleeding student, you can create this sort of stuff. Even if you haven't got much in the way of a budget, you can create this sort of stuff. Flour, cauliflower, milk, semi-skim milk we used. Bit of mustard powder, just to give it a little background heat, which is nice. And some lovely cheese grated on the top. Now, if you like what you see here, do rate, comment and subscribe, or even show us a video of your own version of it if you've got a slightly different version. Or make the same as what we've done and just add a bit of bacon to it, freestyle it a little bit. Vegetarian dish as well, so if you're not a meat eater, you can have a go at this. And don't forget, if you want to see us on Facebook, you can visit our channel, which is or join our group. It's an open group at the moment, where you can enjoy other people's recipes and see what other people are getting up to. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we're going to enjoy this, and then we're going out this afternoon. We're going to look at the old Lancaster and the Vulcan.
Take Barney for a haircut.
Oh, we've got to take Barney for a haircut as well. Anyway, thanks very much. See you later. Bye for now. Superb. Oh.